Unravelling the Legacy. This video covers the evolution of the Jaguar's XK engine from the 1940s introduction of the twin overhead camshaft 6-cylinder engine to the V8 5-litre supercharged XKR. To date, this channel has principally been concerned with specifically detailing my 1999 XK8 and the 2013 XKR. However, few realise that the XK8 and the XKR are in fact part of the XK heritage, starting with the XK120. That's in 1949, when it was the fastest production car in the world at 132 miles per hour. This is the story of the Jaguar XK, a tale born from adversity. Join me as I step into the early 1940s era, where the saga of the Jaguar XK begins amidst the turmoil of the Blitz in the Second World War. With the Browns Lane factory under threat from the Luftwaffe bombings, senior managers bravely ascended to the factory roof at night to aid the firefighting crews in their battle against the incendiary bombs. But meanwhile, in a small corner of the development department, those not on fire watching duty gathered to plan the future and to prepare for the resumption of Jaguar's production after war's end. Up until this time, engines for the SS Jaguar cars were sourced from the Standard Motor Company and tuned by a talented Jaguar employee, Harry Westlake. But it was the uncertain continuation of this supply of engines from the Standard Motor Company source that meant a reliable in-house engine became paramount for Jaguar's William Lyons to be able to follow his dream. The new engine needed to have 160 brake horsepower to be able to reach the potentially imagined 100 miles per hour that was intended for the planned Mark 7 Jaguar. It was this nighttime crew on fire watching standby that came up with the goods, and the twin overhead cam 6-cylinder XK engine came into existence. Development work on the XK engine progressed while the war waged, but it was ready for production in 1948, but with one major hurdle. The Mark 7 was nowhere near ready to accept the new engine. As it turned out, the Mark 7 didn't appear until 1950-51 due to its body production issues. But as an interim measure, the Mark 5 was slipped into the schedule, but with the Standard Motor Company sourced 2.5 and 3.5 engines, because the Mark 5 chassis just wouldn't accept the new in-house XK that had been developed behind the scenes. So came a mainly unintended aluminium panelled two-seater with a planned production run of 200 cars, and this would be the first two-seater since the SS Jaguar 100. This new car was the sensational XK120, which was announced at Earls Court Show in 1948 at an amazingly low price of £998. The overwhelming demand for the XK120 spurred innovation and adaptation at Jaguar. It was in response to the soaring popularity that the body panels were retooled in steel for the 1949 deliveries, offering a range of models including the original open two-seater, a fixed head coupe and a drop head coupe. By 1954, the Jaguar XK production run was over 12,000 units, and that underscores its widespread appeal and its enduring legacy in automotive history. At the end of the XK120 run in 1954, the XK140 took over the reins, and then that became the XK150 in 1957. But elsewhere, much had been happening in the motorsport side of Jaguar. This showed in the high-speed prowess of the XK120 to the triumph of the C-Type at Le Mans. Initially prized for its remarkable top speed, the XK120 quickly became a dominant force in production racing and rallies, and this success led to the development of a racing version with a tubular chassis, ultimately giving rise to the iconic C-Type, officially known as the XKC. That C-Type made a historic debut at Le Mans in 1951, where it claimed victory, and it subsequently triumphed again in 1953 with the introduction of a disc brake version. The C-Type evolved into the Jaguar D-Type, and that redefined racing excellence with Jaguar, with 3 consecutive victories at the legendary Le Mans circuit from 1955, 1956 and 1957, and that showcased Jaguar's unrivaled performance and engineering prowess, securing that extraordinary sweep at Le Mans in 1957 with a remarkable first, second, third, fourth and 6th place finish. And it was a lost opportunity for the D-Type, because when it transitioned into a production car, which was intended to be known as the XKSS, that was envisioned as a road car variant of the D-Type. But the XKSS faced an untimely demise with a fire that engulfed the factory, destroying all the components and tooling for its body parts. Meanwhile, from around 1958, 2 prototype models called EA1 and EA2A were being tested in secret in the factory. And it turned out that a version of the EA2A appeared as a Briggs Cunningham entry in the 1960s Le Mans, looking all the goods of what would be the fantastic long-nosed E-Type to be released in Geneva in 1961. And incidentally, that one-off EA2A is reported to have been sold for nigh on $5 million. It turned out that the E-Type repeated the sensation on release as the XK120 had done in 1948, and it's known generally as an E-Type to us now, but it was known as an XKE in America, and continued the XK series of 6-cylinder engines with some 57,000 made until the Series 3 E-Type with the 5.3 litre 12-cylinder engine, a non-XK engine, came in 1971 with a further 15,000 units, to bring the total E-Types produced to around 72,000. The E-Type Series 1 and the Series 2 were the last of the XK engines for quite some time, as the 2-door, to be released after the E-Type, was by no means what the public expected as a sports car. It became known as a GT car, and as successful as it was in the form of the XJS, it was not until 1996 that the next XK would arrive, and that was the XK8. But that's another story for another video. So don't forget to press the subscribe bell to be reminded when that story about the XK8 and the modern XK is published. Thanks for watching.